Shalom, family. Thank you so much for joining us here at Remnant House, the home of the strong and the very courageous. And of course, we're getting together for our Evangelist Corner, where we have to stop what we're doing, interrupt. Come on, because you know what, guys? Something that we talk about. In fact, we were just talking about it in the morning meeting because we get going. We got lots of things we got to do around here. New Kingdom's happen in place, right? But at the same time, we have to stop and prioritize evangelism and make sure that we remember the importance of sharing the gospel. Because after all, why else are we doing these things? Why else are you doing anything? I mean, if it doesn't come back to in some way to the gospel, kind of got to wonder why you're doing it, and is it going to survive is it going to survive the fire? Okay. Is it going to make it through the examination of the King of Kings? And to join me today for this conversation and for all of our conversations, we have some great ones, is my brother, David Colon. David, thank you so much for joining me.
Yes, it's a pleasure. Always a pleasure to be here amongst my people, amongst this awesome house. I really am honored to
I love
be
my
a part.
my primo hermano. I got to tell you, we had a good meeting this morning, got off to a good start, got an early start this morning. We were kind of raring to go, and a lot of good things happening, not only here at New Kingdom, but of course around the earth and throughout the United States. And we're watching a lot of awakening occurring. Some of you are seeing a lot of awakening. I love hearing your comments and thoughts. So please take a moment, go into the chat. Oop, that way, chat. Go into the chat. No, it's the other way. Point the other way. Point the other way. Point the other way. Yeah, the chat's over there. Yeah, that's right. It's over there. Put it in the chat and let us know the things that you're seeing. I think a lot of people are starting to see a slight change in the way in which people are now asking questions and reviewing. And one of the things that I keep saying, and I know you guys might get a little tired of me repeating certain things, but there's a reason why I do what I do. So please put up with me. But there's a reason why I keep asking for fruit, right, David? We keep asking this question because we keep getting crickets, David. It gets weird. Is it just me? Or does it get strange when you ask people, thank you for the recipe. Can you show me the fruit now?
Right. How it
has it weird?
Affected your life? Right.
Why does it get weird? Why does it get quiet? Eerily quiet. Why does that happen, David?
Because they are, I think a lot of people will, and right when you ask the question, they'll instinctually know that, hold on.
There's a reason why you're asking.
There's a reason why you're asking this question. Right.
Elders are now reviewing. It was one thing when the children were all giving themselves A's and B's, but when the professors come in and say, give me your paper, we're going to review it. Now, all of a sudden, everyone's nervous. How come? Because there are a new standard is coming in the door.
Sure.
It was one thing when you were giving yourselves pats on the back.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah? Yes. It's another thing when we open the book you all claim to follow and we actually look at it.
Right.
And then we say, well, here's what it says it looks like. Let's see. Nope. No. Okay, let's look at the curse. Right? And then all of a sudden we're like, oh, so that's what you have. You thought you had a bad case of the blessing. Turns out you got a bad case of the curse.
Yes, absolutely.
Survival mode, where you are just barely surviving, where miracles have to happen for you to survive.
That's
okay,
correct.
Watch this now. You have to have a miracle just to get back to survival level. So you were at survival level, disaster occurs, a miracle keeps you alive, but you're still at survival level. You called that miracle a blessing. No, it was a miracle. It's keeping you alive at basic subsistence level, just keeping you from dying. Okay? It's sustaining your life. That is not the blessing. David, we got to talk about that.
No.
I do believe
it is not the blessing. And for people to even, try to defend that, to me is a little, there's a big disconnect there. I'm not being disrespectful to anybody. I'm not pointing fingers at anybody. I'll point fingers at myself. Okay. Because I come to realize that, yes, when you look at that, you have no choice but to humbly say, yeah, that's the curse. And yeah, I was living it.
Have we been tricked? Is kind of one of the questions that we keep asking, and we asked it about a lot of things. So we asked it about, oh goodness, folks, right? I mean, come on, how many things did we ask that question about? We asked that about the name. We asked that about feast days and Shabbats and other things, right? So, and of course, the altar, huge impact. So we're asking questions with the intent to say, what's keeping what you said from coming into our world right now? And how many people have just made apologies, just made excuses, rather than say, no excuses allowed. We want to see what you said, exactly what you said, or at least what you meant. If we misunderstood it, then at least in the manifestation, we will understand what you meant. But at the very minimum, we want what you told us.
Right. Yes. People all the time, I see people, basically, kind of apologizing for, in a way, like, is that his blessing? Well, I mean, it could be if it's looked at in a certain way.
Redefined it. So what word, a critical word, right? It's a critical word that we believe, right? And it's throughout the scripture. How do you not go look it up? That's my question. Like, how do you not go look it up? It's defined right there. And that to me seems to be, and this is what hit me. It was very profound, guys. So see if you get the profoundness of this. I don't know. Maybe you will. But it was like, if you don't even know the actual difference between the blessing and the curse, then you're blind. And if you're a teacher, then you're the blind leading the blind. Because you're not even looking. You can't even see the road. You can't even see the signs that tell you you're going the right way or the wrong way. That's the whole reason for him writing these things down. Unless I'm missing some, David. Help me out here. Help me out, David. Get me out of trouble, David.
You're gonna put me in trouble.
I mean,
no. Listen, man. It's. I think that we've lived in this for so long. It's kind of like, you remember that old saying, like, nose blind. You're nose blind to your own house. You can't smell it. You can't smell the thing in your own house.
I think you're onto something there.
Yeah, so it's kind of that way, but we've been so blinded by lies, by all the traditions of men, and we have become blind, or nose blind, like I was saying. It's
wow.
We're so used to sitting.
Empirical evidence. This is what I'm talking about, guys.
Yes.
This is the kind of stuff that I get, and I'm like, wow. Okay, because the rubber meets the road.
Sure.
All right.
Sure.
All talky is all gone, and only the real remains.
Yes.
Only the real remains, and this requires authentic connection to the Ruach of Yahuwah. All right, and when we sensationalize that, when we Pentecostalized it, whatever you want to call that, charismaticized it, okay, tried to slap it on a lunchbox. All right. Whenever you do stuff like that, you lose the authentic. The authentic thing of Yahuwah is always going to be found the same way. And it hasn't changed in thousands of years. And if you're not willing to pay the crawl through mud and in, narrow ravines and sit in caves, you're not willing to pay whatever price he's asking you to crawl through, you're not going to get it.
Right.
And those people might come back and write to you about their experience, but you still won't get it.
Yeah.
Because until you go through it yourself, until you meet Mr. Pavement, right?
Yes.
until
Yes.
you meet Mr. Pavement, right? How many know that this talk is cheap until you can sign for the fight, but how many know that now you got to go to training camp?
Right. You got to do some
Signed
work.
up for the fight. You told the devil you was coming to fight. Did you not sign up for the heavyweight fight? Yes, you did. You told that devil, ooh, devil, I'm coming for you, devil. I'm going to knock you out. Devil, I'm going to knock you out. Devil, I'm going to knock you out. Right? Well, let me tell you something. You better be doing your calisthenics. You better be running. You better meet Mr. Pavement, okay? Or you're going to wear out in the first round.
Come on, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? I'm not letting go until you bless me.
Come on, come in that fight hungry.
Until you bless me.
Come in hungry, right? Okay. Now what's going on? Now that devil got a fight on his hands. When he sees you don't even take it seriously. Okay, you don't even take your blessing seriously. You're not even going to look. You're not even going to read. It's like an inheritance. You're not even going to read what you inherited. You're not even going to read it. You're not even going to check. Oh, okay. He can see you don't take this seriously at all.
Right.
You're going to be you're a tune-up fights, all you are. Okay, he's going to knock you out. The devil going to knock you out. Yes, he is, because he's good at this. He's good at discouraging you. He's good at making you forget about it. Yes. Why does this tie to evangelism? Because when you do not shine the way Yahuwah intended, the way of truth is evil spoken of.
Ooh.
Whenever you got fakianity and fake results and you're faking it, the way of truth is evil spoken of. Whenever you compromise or corrupt the results to get gold glitter to come down out of the ceiling, the way of truth is evil spoken of. When you compromise altars, even though you now know the right way to do it, and you continue to walk down in things that your 14-year-old reading Exodus 20 could rebuke you on, the way of truth is evil spoken of. And so all of these compromises and corruptions that killed power, stop the firefall. There ain't no miracles happening in these places. Ichabod everywhere. And because they couldn't just stop and say, we're not doing it right.
Right.
The way of truth is evil spoken of.
Yes. Yes.
The thing that he prophesied in Malachi about how that people will insult the tithe and the offering, David, has come to pass. I'm watching it on social media, watching people think. And so what I say to them is this, to these geniuses that think dishonor to Yahuwah is somehow going to benefit them. Okay. I always ask the same question. Show me the results.
Right.
Let me see.
Right.
And of course, they're always nervous whenever you start asking questions like that, right? Why? Because you already know what you're going to find. You already know what you're not going to find a blessed one among them. Not one. You're going to find them barely surviving, having miracles to get through little gaps in their survival, because otherwise they would die completely. So Yahuwah has to rescue them just to keep them alive, because they won't stop long enough to look and see what the blessing even looks like, to notice how down in the pit you're actually living.
Yes.
Compared to the penthouse you belong in. So y'all need to help me. Y'all need to help me. Y'all need to help me.
Woo! Yes, sir.
Y'all need to help me. The blessing and moving up, irrevocable. They're inseparable concepts. Inseparable concepts. So what's he doing? Is this natural? Is this natural things? No, it manifests in the natural, but it's a spiritual ascension. He's calling you to himself. You think he's calling you into a pig pen? Where do you think you're going? Royalty. Tapara.
Not another social club. Right.
Once you get that, you realize, wow, you better know how to dress.
Better come with some respect.
You better come with some respect. You better. Where are you being called? I said, where? The what? The low calling or the what kind of calling?
The high calling, bro.
What kind of calling? One more time. What kind of calling?
The high calling.
Oh, it's a high calling. Okay.
It's a high calling.
No. Let's check the results, because you should be the head, not the tail, right? So let's check. You should see that. You should be above,
That's
not
right.
beneath. So let's check. We should see that. And that's not us being mean to anybody, right? Or smug or anything. That's
But it
saying
has to be-
the results are what they are. Now, what do we not do that with? We do that with everything from recipes to how you
Yes.
build things to software. We don't care. We don't get personal. David, we don't take it all personal. We just go, hey, this software is better than this one. Or this is a better solution than that.
Yeah.
We just grade it according to effectiveness. Right? We just look at the results and we say, okay, this is better than this based on results. That's all. Right? I mean, doesn't that make sense? Or am I missing something? Help me out, guys. Come on out. Come on out from the shadows, everybody, and help me out. Because if I'm going cuckoo, don't let me go cuckoo. Come on in and help me out. Because I'm thinking you should be able to tell,
Yes.
So we should be able to present a basket of fruit
for inspection, right?
Right. And so you can say, no, guys, listen, you got to do it this way. Okay, we're listening. And you bring in this big old basket of fruit, and man, your melons are twice the size of everybody's. Okay. And your fruit looks amazing. Your watermelon, oh my goodness. We're like this. We're like, as we take a bite, we're like, oh my gosh, right? We're just drooling over your watermelon. Okay. Oh my God, your watermelon is so good, right?
And it's got seeds in it. Oh, I love it.
Oh my gosh, and it's got seeds in it. I just love you. Right? Okay, wait a minute. Now, what does everybody not want to know how he grew those watermelon?
First question.
Come on, show of hands. Everybody's like, dude, what did you do? What did you do that you grew this great bounty? Like, wow.
What did you do different?
What did you do different, man? Give me the recipe. Why do I want to know the recipe? Because I'm looking at the results, yo. Look at that.
Come on now.
Okay? And we don't think nothing of that. We don't think nothing of that.
Right.
We don't feel like we're beating up the guy with a smaller melon. We're not trying to beat him up. We're just acknowledging that this guy over here's got something going on.
It's got it going on, but
that's all we're saying. We're not saying everybody else is terrible. We're just saying extra.
Yes,
there's some DX going on over here.
And we were talking about yesterday how people will, get so hurt by the fact that their melon wasn't, talked about and oogled over like the guy with the big melon. And we have a tendency to internalize that and say, that must mean I'm terrible. No.
No, when Harry comes in with his melons, we all need to clap and say, come on, Harry, look at Harry's melons. Forget about it. Right? We got to go, Harry, you want it, man. You won it. He's smiling ear to ear, and he won, and everybody recognizes it, okay? Because there's no way to do that.
Yeah, so but what does he do? He shares his
recipe. He goes, hey, guys, let me tell you how I did it.
Yes.
Let me tell you how I did it. So everybody can have the same results.
Right. It's not a competition.
Thank you.
It is not a competition. Let's just
get suddenly that. Everybody's got watermelon.
Big old juicy red watermelon.
Big old juicy watermelon. Man, now you're making me want some watermelon, man. No, but seriously, when you think about that in terms of the gospel, in terms of ministering to people in a time period when fact checking is easy to do, when verification of things is easy to do, when you're getting caught with some of these lies that many people were still defending, names that they can't defend, that a 15-year-old can eviscerate you on. I mean, there comes a point at which you got to say, okay, this is a losing argument. I'm going to die on this hill. This is dumb, right? And then go for what works. And again, we're trying to get people saved, water baptized, filled with the Ruach, and moving into their gift, their calling, their purpose. Isn't that what the gospel's all about? Isn't that why we have the ecclesia?
Isn't that why we do the things we do? Absolutely. And for no other reason. We're not here to glorify ourselves. We're here to glorify him, to show what he has done.
Now, I want to ask you a question. Do you think it's the same to have a home with no father versus having a father? Do you think it's the same to have a home with no love versus a home filled with love and protection? I don't believe they're the same. And this is what's being presented. Equivocation is being presented in social media in various places as if the ecclesia has no value.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to be asking new questions, aren't we, David?
Oh, yes, we are. Yes, we are.
We're going to be asking new questions because once he shows you what was holding up certain things, right? Like if you finally find the switch or the fuse that was blown, that you replace that fuse and all of a sudden the thing fires up, right? You're like,
hallelujah.
That's how I feel. I feel like 500 years we've been trying to figure this thing out and it finally fired up.
Yes.
500 years, folks. This is how far back they started this. And you know what it's reminiscent of, David? You want to know what it's reminiscent of? If you think about the children of Yasharel in Egypt, we think about the time period that they were enslaved, but they were actually there before that. So what happened was a new Pharaoh rose up that did not know Joseph. So they had some time period that passed, and then they were enslaved. And their enslavement then lasted that 400 and some odd years. So when you add it all up, it's over 500, very reminiscent of this time period that we're in right now. So a lot of people are seeing, a lot of parallels, right, between the first Exodus and the second Exodus. Only this is an Exodus of the battlefield of the mind.
Yes.
So we're no longer going to be tricked by cares of this world, deceitfulness of riches, lust of other things, and doctrines of devils, right? That what do they call by every wind of doctrine, because anybody, David, anybody can tell you they got a great recipe. Oh, I got a better pizza recipe than that. Oh, you do? Oh, yeah, my pizza recipe is way better than that. Oh, really?
Okay.
This is a New York style pizza right here. Yeah, no, mine is way better. Oh, way better. Way better. Oh, way better. Yeah, let me give you the written recipe. No. You make me the pizza. Come on, big shot. Yeah, no, carve it up.
Put your money where your mouth is.
Carve it up, Jack. Right. Yeah, let me see that. I'll bring you some tomorrow. Okay, I'll be right here. I'll be right here. I'll be the guy waiting for the pizza right here. Right. And we laugh, but it's true. It's so real. And it keeps us all honest, because when you have to bring results, you shut up. I'm just saying. Until you get your results, you keep your mouth shut.
That's correct.
Okay, and you can hear your grandmother right there going, Mira, ven pa' acá. Right? She's telling you to keep your mouth quiet and go do it and then talk.
Right.
Okay? And so what is she saying? Hey, calmate.
Yeah.
You have focus. Go be productive. Then we can share it later. Right?
Right.
But instead, everybody wants to run out and say, I think I got a great recipe. Okay.
Show me. Let's see it.
Show me. I mean, the things that we're taking to these camps and locations, the things that we incubated here on location, things that we had to figure out right way, wrong way. How many know that we learn a lot of times what not to do?
By pain. Yes, we learn. Yes,
I think
we learn by pain. Yes, we do.
Certain people are going to get this and they're going to understand what I'm saying. There's a lot of guidelines that we have to create and write and define that come from learning what not to do.
Yes.
By watching some other people. So very powerful time period. But David, I want to ask you a question. From an evangelism standpoint, how hard is it to get people to take the gospel seriously when there's all these assaults on all these elements of Christianity going on? It must feel like a war zone, that you're in an actual live fire exercise going on while you're trying to rescue people for their eternal soul.
Yep.
I mean, that's got to be amazing right now. Tell me what you're seeing as you look out there, because that's got to be happening. You got to get the truth in there while they're also dodging the bullets of all the collapsing buildings of their false doctrines. That's a war zone they're walking through.
Oh,
So, are you there?
Yeah. We blacked out there for a second, but we're back.
I was looking over here. I didn't even notice.
Okay.
Did you hear my question?
I think go ahead and repeat it.
So I'm asking you what you're seeing out there, because we're seeing a lot of our at the same time that the truth is going out, right? So you can see the truth. You can see the ribbon of the truth about his name, about the feast days, about Shabbat, and so forth. And then there's those that are on the periphery of that are arguing, debating, and creating confusion. Okay.
Right.
So, which is normal. This is just what the enemy does. And so this is creating an atmosphere where there's sort of live fire as you're trying to get people saved. Different atmosphere than we saw in the past.
Sure.
I don't recall ever seeing in the spirit the live fire, if you will. I don't know how else to explain that. It's almost like you got to crawl through.
It's a fork in the road, no doubt. And people are still defending their dusty dogmas.
That's what I'm trying to say. You're dealing with that while you're trying to reach that innocent person that's going, I don't care about any of that dusty dogma. I ain't trying to defend none of this. I'm just trying to find the way, the truth, and the life. Can somebody help me? And they got to be underneath all this fire going on.
Yes.
All these people like, well, I don't have to keep the Sabbath day. And they're arguing and debating while innocent people. This is just my sense. So I was asking you what you see. But my sense is that there's a lot of people caught in the crossfire. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. And a lot of the crossfires coming right for those people that were, you don't need no stinking shepherd, or there's nothing that says that we have to obey the Sabbath and blah 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 and this, that, and the other. And it's like those are the people that are actually getting hurt right now. In the spirit, some in the natural. I see it all over the place. And it's those who are defending their dusty dogma. Those are the ones that are, and in the same token, as a tender-hearted evangelist, you're trying to get down there and help that young soul.
That's right.
That's just caught, like you said, caught between the crossfire, and
that's right.
And so that's kind of why I think that's why we shifted to let's shift to this next generation, the Josiah generation, because because these people are back here defending their dusty dogmas like it's a prize. And I can see where who says, okay, all right, well, it's like we're just going to have to take the next generation in.
And that's where we are.
And
let me ask you guys a question out there, and think about this as a bit of a thought experiment. If you think about picking up a hitchhiker, what would make you, what's the immediate thought that comes into your mind as you're driving up and you see a man about a half a mile up on the right side of the road, and you're contemplating as you're driving whether you're going to pick this person up or not? And what do you instinctively do? You make a decision based on who's in the car, how exposed any assets might be, and whether or not you feel safe enough to make this decision, right? So if you feel safe, you might do it. If you don't feel safe, you won't do it. Why? Because you already know instinctively, without anyone telling you, that that person is in survival mode.
That's correct. Yes.
And how comfortable do you feel bringing people who are in survival mode to your house?
No.
Talk to me, David.
You don't, because you already know what that survival mode, what that entails, what that looks like. We've seen it, we've seen it for years out there in the world, man. People in survival mode, they will do the craziest things just to survive. When you bring somebody in your house, and what are they doing while they're talking to you? They're looking around your house. They're casing the joint, basically. That kind of stuff. That's the kind of survival mode that no. I'm like, no, You can go.
Okay, so you instinctively, when you meet this, you put boundaries up and you exit that person from your life. Am I right or wrong?
You do, because you can't help that person when they're in that frame of mind. You just can't. That now maybe later, maybe who will dust that one off and get them to a place where they can receive from you. But at the moment,
as long as that person's in a survival mentality, right? Just getting through this thing.
Yes.
If I can just get through this, right?
Right.
And they're in a survival mentality. How secure do you feel with that person in your circumference? Not very.
You don't. No.
Not very. Okay. Because you don't know the kind of decisions that might be made by somebody in survival mode. Am I right? It's a fair statement that we get a little nervous because we don't know what they might justify, what they might rationalize in their mind. Okay. Somebody that's in a desperate state, somebody that feels they don't have a lot of options. That person could justify abuses that will chill your blood, that will make you go cold, that will make you go white, okay, in the face. And you're like, I can't believe you're doing this. Well, those are usually situations like what I'm describing, right? And so where somebody is in some form of survival mode, okay, versus feeling the opposite of that. What would be the opposite? Okay. Just walk with me, guys. Take a nice little walk here. Don't anybody run ahead. Everybody slow down. Okay, slow down. What's the opposite of survival mode? What would that be?
Come on.
Okay, it's not just peace. I mean, I get that there's peace there.
Yeah.
But I think you're describing something that James told us about, Apostle James, where he said, count it all joy when your faith is tried, knowing that the trying of your faith worketh patience, right? Which is constancy. That's what that word is. It means that you're going to remain constant. But let patience or constancy, don't change your rhythm. No matter what you see, don't change your rhythm. Okay? Remain constant, right? But let constancy or let patience have her. Wisdom is often described as her. Okay.
Right.
And so let mama do what mama gonna do. Sit down. I said sit down and rest and be constant, knowing the Ruach is doing what only the Ruach can do. But let patience have her perfect work. Now wait a minute. Men, some of you are waiting for a good and perfect gift that cometh down from the Father, right? Some of you are waiting for a good gift. Okay, the scripture tells us a man finds a wife, finds a good thing. All right, if I received a gift from Yahuwah. So where's that going to come from? Through constancy, through your patience, you possess your souls. Ain't nobody trying to be your solution.
Right.
Okay, that's a little too much. That's a little too needy.
Right.
Okay. All right. You got to get you fixed. Now, man, we're supposed to be force multipliers. Two people come together and become a force to be reckoned with. Not, just dovetailing into each other where the world don't even see y'all because y'all just mending one another forever. What good is that? How's that benefit the world? How's that benefit anybody? How's a flower that only grows its flower petals underground any good? Mashiach beats us up on this concept. He says, do not take the light that I give you. Don't you dare. I'm paraphrasing. This is Peter's apostolic paraphrase. Y'all signed up for Peter's apostolic paraphrase? Here it comes. Don't you dare put that light under a bushel after I done lit you up.
Come on.
I lit your life up. You gonna put it under a bushel? What? Okay, that's my paraphrase. What? Okay. He gave you this wonderful light. He gave you this amazing wisdom. He gave you breakthrough. That's for you to share.
Yes. Not hoard to yourself. Right.
Those are your recipes that you can say, ooh, this one works. I tried this one. I know this works. Okay, bring it. Bring it, right?
Right.
Results are what we're looking for. Talk to me, David. Talk to me.
Yes, we are. We are looking for results, and you know, we found them. You know, we were given, we were entrusted with that. You know, the breakthrough, and I tell you, it is it's a beautiful thing to, but you know, am I going to sit there now and just keep it all to myself? Are you crazy?
Well, there you have it. Now, that's a
You
real
know?
good test. And I've asked people this. If you got resources, and I want you guys out there, come on, some audience participation. Thank you. Okay. All right. No, seriously. You had $1 million. What would you do with it? And I've heard some of the most selfish answers.
Yes.
Wow. Did I hear selfish answers?
Kidding.
Like, no wonder. Well, that explains a lot. No wonder he's not activating.
Yeah. I'm going to go bless me and mine. I'm just going to go bless me and mine. And
everybody only thinks about themselves.
Right.
He's going to raise up different examples.
Exactly.
He's going to raise up different examples. And David, we talked about that in our meeting this morning, because we have a different measurement, don't we? We have different measurements that we use. So I'm sure you have questions that others are wondering too, but we have different measurements that we use that I don't think others are using, David. I think they're just happy keeping people in survival mode. What do you think?
Right. That's absolutely true, because, you know, if you can keep a person in that frame of mind, there's no breakthrough. There's no light being shined, or there's no better God. So, you know, it's easy to see. So, you know, I wanted to talk to you about the whole New Kingdom Next, and what that entails. Now, you know, a lot of people think that, you know, this is like some type of fundraiser, or, you know, some type of scheme to make money. Can you please shed some light on that, and kind of share your heart?
Yeah, you bet. First of all, there's no tuition, so you can put your wallets away.
Oh.
How you like me now? Number one.
No tuition.
Number two, we don't need your money. Been trying to tell you that in so many different ways, but now I'm just coming straight to your face with it. So my days are being coy about it are over. Now I'm just going to be blunt.
Right.
Okay. Because we're running out of time. We got young people that need us, and they want results. And I'm going to tell you what's going on is young people are asking questions that the old people don't have the courage to ask. The Josiah generation ain't afraid to pull open the thing and say, wait a second, that's not what it says. And we are looking for this. Okay. And so when they start seeing the real thing, when they start seeing real results, they start asking different questions, because that's the reason why they didn't want to go with you to churchianity. That's the reason why they turned it down. That's the reason why they didn't join your denomination. That's the reason why these things are all dying on the vine. Because people started checking fruit. And when they checked fruit, they didn't see anything that matched what the scripture said. Seek ye first the kingdom of Yahuwah and his righteousness, all these things will be added to you. That word added means given.
Right.
They didn't see any of it. They were like, where's it given? Where is that?
Right.
And so they went to this church and that church, this revival, that revival. They went over here. They went over there. They followed this youth leader and that pastor. They gave here. They gave there. And every single time they had hope, man. They went home praying, please, please.
It's breakthrough. Come on.
Come on, breakthrough. And they felt like they were playing craps in a back room with some loaded dice.
Come on. Yeah.
That's how they ended up feeling, to the point where you bring up the tithe, you bring up offering, you bring up honor to Yahuwah, and it turned it into a sour thing. The way of truth has become evil spoken of.
Yes.
Because of covetous men, because of men doing their own thing, the way of truth is evil spoken of. So they're not going to see the same results, are they? No, they're not. No. So my king taught me something very different than he seems to have taught any of you, because the results are different, right? So you might have to come and say, well, what did he teach you, Peter? that he didn't teach us, so you can share it with us. Because to whom much is given, much is required, and freely you received it, so freely give it happily. Here it is. You ready? Write it down. Isaiah 46:10. There's the secret. Everybody with me? Good. There's the secret. It's $1 billion secret. Okay? I'm not kidding. I'm serious. He gave us secrets that they can't match. And if you just knew how to unpack them, you'd be unmatched in your world. And this is what we're going to teach young people, because we're going to have a little bit different fruit than colleges, okay? As we're not a college. And that's what David's really alluding to, is that some people thought we were a college. We're not trying to raise a college. We ain't got no time for that.
No.
Okay? So we're looking at fruit and results. Work our way backward. What does Isaiah 46:10 say? It says, calling the ends from the beginning. I'll tell you what it says. I have it memorized. I know what it says. Calling the ends from the beginning, and from ancient times the things that are not yet done, saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasure. Yahuwah calls things from the beginning.
Ooh.
He doesn't take step 1, see how it works out. Step 2, see how it works out. Step 3, see how it works out, which is how most of you proceed through your lives.
Yeah.
Which is why you give up in difficult times. This is why you do not experience breakthrough. And it is why you often don't know where in the world you are even going.
Right.
Okay. And so in this world, we have GPS coordinates. You need 2 things. You need where you're going.
Mm-hmm.
You need that. Gotta have that.
Right.
And then you got to have to answer the question that Yahuwah asked Adam when he came to the garden. Where are you? You got to find where you are. We need those 2 coordinates.
Yes.
Right? So when we know where we want to go, are you listening to me today?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you want to go to $1 million. You just do. You want to give it away. You want to bless a bunch of people. You got some really great things you want to do, and you need to go to $1 million. You can't just go, what's step 1? You got to go backward from the goal. That's what he was teaching you the whole time. You have to work your way backward. Then you'll succeed. So these are things that I taught. I gave out I did a course called Financial Dominion. We taught a lot of these things. And then I remember back then there in 2004, David, you were there. Our brother Carlos got in my face a little bit in one of the meetings and said, well, you're teaching all this. You do it. Remember that?
Yeah, I do.
It was 2004 and I was teaching financial dominion. I was doing it just like I'm doing this. I was just saying, hey guys, you got no reason for this situation. You should go out there and da-da-da-da-da. Right now I was just teaching different techniques and things. And they were like, yeah, right. Yeah, right. Okay. They were like,
good. Right. Sounds good.
Yeah, you're like, sound good. You sound good. Right?
Yeah, sounds good.
You're like, sound good. You sound like you know what you're talking about. Let me see you do it. That's exactly what he said. Right?
Yes.
Did he not say that to me?
Absolutely
yes, he did. Yes, he did. He said, Peter, well, that sounds great. But what about you? Why don't you just show us how this works? And I was like, okay, look, I'm here to teach. I'm here to preach. I already know what I'm telling you is true. But he didn't believe me. Like he was like, no. You need to put the proof to the pudding, right? You need to show me the money. Show me the beef, right? Okay. Right. So I said to the man, I says to the guy, I'm going to put $1 million to my account within 1 year. I told him, I said, I'll put $1 million to my account within 1 year. This is 2004, guys. Okay. And David was there. He was an eyewitness.
Absolutely.
So I said, I'll put $1 million to my account and I will call you when I do it, when I've accomplished it. And he laughed. He scoffed. He went, okay.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, right.
We did that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Come on, guys. How many have ever had somebody do that to you? How many have ever felt that feeling where you're like, wow, man, you just dissed me like that. Dang, you did me like that. Wow, you got no faith in me, like nothing. You're zip, zot, nada, zilch.
Yes.
And then he did it. He did that. That's okay, because if you ever run into him, he had to come and shovel my horse poop after that. So, he balanced it out. But here's the thing. So what happened? I called him in 9 months, not a year. 9 months. And I went, crossed it. And so then he came to sit down, and he was listening a little bit different. I said, now he was listening a little bit different.
Yes. Because of what?
He was looking at my results. Okay. And I didn't stop there. David will tell you I went on to serious pushing that to the point where we were at. I mean, we hit 2006, the next year after that, or a couple years after that, we're at $500,000 a month on digital products way back then. That's 20 years ago, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. That's how far in advance I believe we kind of were, because we were seeing what was coming, the digital economy, the digital things that were coming. We were seeing it back then.
Yes.
And David will tell you, I was trying to give it away. I was trying to teach everybody I could. Right. Anybody and anybody could sit still long enough, man. I was telling them every secret I could think of. Tell them about Google AdWords and, use this, use that, right? Use this technique. And some people could do it and some people couldn't. It was a spiritual thing. It was very spiritual. And it was like breakthrough was controlled. And why did he let some people have that and other people didn't? I don't know.
It's a great question.
I know there were 60,000 people that I walked with through that. So that was a lot of people.
Sure.
We had a lot of fun with that. And then I walked away, because dominion is not expressed in obtaining, but in refraining and having the power to say that's enough.
Right. And
could you, like your Father in heaven, who sent his only begotten Son, who sent the Son from royalty down to poverty by choice. And what does he invite the rich young ruler to do? The exact same thing. He says, you want to really follow me? You want to follow me? Okay. You up here. Okay. You up here? Sell it all.
Right.
Sell it all. Come on down here. And let's come on back up again together. And bring your brethren with you when you come this time.
Yes.
And bring your brethren with you.
Yes.
So we got some new questions to ask, don't we, David?
Oh, absolutely.
What did we decide is the measurement of our captains?
Well, measurement of our captains is how many millionaires can each one of those captains create or foster, create, or, with
don't mince words. Don't mince words.
Right.
If this child, 19 to 30-year-old, is enrolled in Next, we have one exit point. You are financially independent and part of a team.
Right.
End of conversation, full stop. If you're looking for a graduation, if you need that, that's it.
Yeah, that is your graduation. Absolutely.
So at full operation, you should be able to stop and talk to a captain, and he should be able to tell you, I got 14 that already are. I got 12 that are working on it. They're doing good. I got 19 new people that are just coming in, so we're just getting them orchestrated. He should be looking at a clipboard at every location that we put Next. Any place that you've got Next and you got young people learning the things of Yahuwah. Why? Because we ain't playing.
Right.
Now tell me where in that is tuition. Tell me where in that I'm fundraising. Y'all are about to find out. Okay. Right. When we go on, we're talking to Mexico. We're going to do this in Mexico, right? Somebody asked, well, you lending to many nations. Tell me what Mexico's paying me to go put millions of dollars worth of facilities in there for people like you to gather for Shabbat and work together as a team. Tell me, what is Mexico giving me? So we're lending to that nation. We're lending what we learned, and we're taking it to another nation. What about Brazil? What about Africa? There's several nations in Africa. We're going to be doing the same thing.
Yep.
Where are they giving to us anything?
Right.
Where are they coming to us to give us the resources to do that? Don't you guys have any questions as to where that's all coming from? Because it isn't you. And it sure isn't the pittance that comes from people that are broke. They're just now coming out of the curse.
Come on.
So where's it coming from? Yada Yahuwah.
Yada Yahuwah. Yada Yahuwah.
King's not playing. The king is lifting curses.
Yes.
Some of you took it lightly. I did not.
Is it fair to say then that, basically what you're doing is creating economic independence?
Because the king says so. Yes, he said, seek ye first the kingdom of Yahuwah and his righteousness, and all these things that the Gentiles are chasing all over the place to get. Right there in Matthew 6, he ordered it. I'm not doing it. He's doing it. I'm just here doing my tiny, tiny little part of this giant plan that the king of all kavod is doing, saying, excuse me, all of you, get back up here. What good are you all broke? All the plans I put in you can't be activated because none of you can find resources with both hands and a flashlight. And when you do, you abuse each other as opposed to help one another. No. I'm rich enough. We're going to make millionaires. I'm rich enough.
There it is.
Okay.
There it is.
I don't need a dime from a single location. I don't need a dime from a single location. Not a dime. I don't care if they even make any money. I don't really care. I just don't care. What I care about is our brethren coming out of there are trained by the Ruach to know what to do next. While you're still looking back, they're walking this way. Tell the children of Yasharel to go forward. That's the word I'm hearing from the Ruach. Is tell the children of Yasharel they must go forward. Okay, forward.
Now. Yes.
And that takes courage, folks. That takes courage. And that's why he's having the house of the strong and very courageous do things that others do not have the courage to even talk about.
Come on.
Y'all not even going to talk about it. I'm virtually guaranteeing you. Because Yahuwah doesn't fail. And they are no match for you. Do you realize how smart you all are when you get together? You clearly do not know. Or you would run to be together. You are brilliant when you come together. And then you put your mind on any vertical, any business, any idea. Oh my goodness, get out of your way. They know that. That's why they're keeping you working at every pyramid they can come up with.
Yes.
Because if you ever work together, goodness, there will be no match for you.
Come on.
No match for you. Two of you set 10,000 to flight. Think that through. Two of you.
Right.
How are they going to fight that?
Yeah.
When you have when Yahuwah's commanding, I want you to hear this. Because in Psalm 133, he commands the blessing where brethren dwell, not just visit, dwell together in unity. That's why every location is dwelling places, right?
Yes.
Well, his name dwells there, name abides there. He's got to pick them. He's got to pick it. Now, when he does that, he commands. Do you understand what it's like to have the commanded blessing? Apparently not.
No. They don't know what it looks like. Let's be honest.
That's my point, is if you don't know what it looks like, then how in the world can you lead anyone there?
That's correct. So there must be a vision. There must be a clear plan.
Without a vision, people perish.
Yes.
Okay. Without being able to see, right? Without being able to know the reality, right? They can't see. Without a vision, they're going to perish. Without being able to see, they're going to go off cliffs. So why does he say in 1 Peter 5 that he needs examples unto the flock? What's that for? To give you someone with physical flesh that you can see accomplishing the thing you want to accomplish. And you say, oh, that's how it works. And you can actually see it.
And one can take courage from that.
I don't care how good a carpenter you are. You might show up with the baddest hammers and everything else. But you show up at a work site, you're going to kind of clock what everybody else is doing. Oh, I see what everybody's doing here. Oh, okay. I see what technique you're using. Oh, okay. Okay. Now you're in rhythm, right? And then you jump in. Yes. Even the best carpenters got to check with everybody else. You got to get in sync.
That's correct.
I believe that Yahuwah is doing some things right now by his Ruach, and he's arresting young people that have the courage to say what older people are scared to say. So I'm telling you right now, some of you are having a hard time with a 14 and 15-year-old that are going, wait a minute. See right here in Exodus 20, it said no 3-step rises. Why do you keep trying to drag me to a building? I want you to explain to me, mom and dad, why you keep trying to drag me to a building that by this, according to this, is cursed.
Mm-hmm.
And you're trying to give me a multiple generational curse.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. How many know when young people start asking those kinds of questions at their parents, and those parents have to now explain why they're violating a clear command of Yahuwah? How many that changes your conversation?
It should bring a big old dose of humble pie.
That's just one thing, guys.
It's one.
Now, some of you could do the same thing with the Sabbath. You could do the same thing with the feast. You could do the same thing with fellowship. You could do the same thing with everything, right? Mm-hmm. And now they're beating up on the tithe while they're broke as a joke, laughably broke. Mm-hmm. Terrible examples, every single one of them. Laughable. I wouldn't follow you to the bathroom. You're confused.
Right.
And you're up giving people advice. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, yes. We see that a lot. Mm-hmm.
Please stop taking advice from people that can't get it done themselves.
Right. Because, what is tithing really about? It's about honor. It's about honoring Yahuwah. That's what it is about.
You want my results, you'll have to listen to what I believe. You want David's results, you have to listen to what David walked out, right? Yeah. Yahuwah showed him something, he walked out, he got certain results from it. Right. Yahuwah shows Peter certain things, he walks it out, he gets certain results from it. You got to ask new questions now. You got to go, okay, I'm not seeing those results.
So maybe I should ask some different questions.
And I think there's a lot of people out there. Maybe you guys are out there right now asking questions. If you do have any, by the way, feel free to shoot them up into our chat. You're welcome to. David, channel their questions for them. I'm sure they've got a few. What do you think they're wondering out there?
Well, I think that they're wondering, first of all, what is this 12-stone altar the real deal?
Yeah, it's a great question, isn't it, right? So let's take the Catholic Church, or just take any church building and say, is this the real deal? And is this the real deal? Like which one? Live in Memorex, right? Or the Lutheran Church or the Pentecostal Church or whatever, right? So you say, let's compare to see which one is real, or let's look at the results, because that is what we now know makes the difference, right? So let's use a very simple, even standard across the board, okay? And then say, all right, you established your church on what year did you establish your church? Okay, 1983. All right, and you've been here in this location. This is what you guys built and been coming here to worship. What's the results? Right, we got 40 years of results, right? You got a bunch of millionaires, people that went on, and I'm not saying that's necessarily the only thing, but I'm just saying you should see like all this wonderful fruit. Sure. Right? You got people that are, not only are they free, but they're setting other people free, and more people are getting free. And like you would see all this crazy, amazing fruit, right? And then when I didn't see it, I'm going,
am I missing something here?
How long you guys been here? How long you been doing this?
Yeah.
Because my Bible says,
come on,
that he will dig and dug a tree for 1 year. And y'all have been unfruitful for 40 years. We call that a dead tree.
Yeah.
Okay. We call that a dead tree. And I'm not saying that there's any one particular manifestation, right? So it could be a number of different manifestations. As you all know, you look through the scripture, what do you see? You don't see just one confirmation of Yahuwah. No, you see all kinds of confirmations, all kinds of things he does, right? So while he's doing one miracle or one manifestation or miracle or sign and wonder, he's doing others so that it's him, right? It's not just one thing. And that's what my point is that we keep looking for what he's doing, not what we want him to do, what he is doing. And there's the paradigm shift, isn't it, David? That is the big shift, isn't it, brother?
It is. It actually is. And I'll tell you, I'm going to be, real frank and upfront here. Up until that 12-stone altar was erected, okay, there was no witty inventions. There was no, the Better was it was there, but not to the level that it is today.
We were
And
in
I'm gonna
survival mode.
it was pure survival mode. And so when we say, we're not trying to beat people up, we're letting you know we've been there, we've done that. Okay. And
we know what survival mode feels like.
Yeah. And that's what caused you to ask different questions. So I'm telling
Yep.
you, since that 12-stone altar has been on that soil or erected, on the east line of the or the latitude line of the east gate, I'm telling you, man, I have seen it's like night and day.
How many ministries out here saying, keep your money, we're going to do it anyway? Most of them are like, please help us. You got to help us. You better give us some money so we can go do it. We don't need your money. We're going to do it regardless, with or without you. With or without you. Y'all got to be asking some new questions now. You got to be asking some new questions now. Okay? You got to be going, that's not what I thought. Right? And everybody that thought we did it for money, thought we did ministry for money, now is getting also rebuked because Yahuwah is doing that on purpose. He drew them out so they could expose themselves. And now he's showing you that they did not have the Ruach. They did not know anything. They were speaking out of their own flesh and their own desires and what they would do.
Yes. Big difference.
And so that's why he does some of the things he does. He sets people up. He lets them fall into their own pits, in their own ditches.
Oh, sure.
All right. And I watched him do it. I watched him set some people fall right into their own pit because they were talking big. And I wanted to say something so bad, and he wouldn't let me. Nope. We're going to walk it out. We're going to walk it out. Let your faith, count it all joy when your faith is tried, knowing that the trying of your faith worketh constancy. Be constant, my son. Right? Be constant. So regardless of what I heard, I said, okay, constancy mode. Let's go. Constancy mode. Let's go. Let's go. Constancy mode. Right? And stay content. Stay content. Stay content. What does Yahuwah do? Boom, boom, boom.
Right.
We're not talking little bits. That's why I can't even give it away.
That's my point. That's my point about the 12-stone altar.
So if you want to talk about results, it's not just me either. It's other people, it's other families, other believers, others that are giving and having results, ministries that are giving and having results. But I know one brother that he just straight blew up. So it's not just me. Okay. And it's when Yahuwah confirms his word, when you come properly correct before him with honor in your heart, he's going to blow you up. He's going to use you as an example. Oh, yes, he is. And if I'm any example of that, y'all better stand by. Yes. Because I'm telling you right now, multiple generations couldn't spend it all.
Right.
It's crazy. And there's more coming. There's more coming.
Right.
Dave and I were just talking about, we're not even going to touch our asset value. We're only going to be spending cash flow. And we're just talking about this yesterday going, wow. Your brain, you just mind. You don't decrease your value at all.
Right.
And you're spending crazy numbers. Why? Because Yahuwah, when he maketh rich, he addeth no sorrow with it. Now, how many want that?
Can I put both hands up?
Right? All of a sudden, you're like, wait a minute. If that's what he wants from me, he delights in the prospering and moving forward of his servants. Now, the question is, are you his servant? Or are you just looking for some stuff?
Or are you just self-serving?
A gold digger, right?
Right.
Somebody that's just coming for the stuff. No, the stuff the stuff chases down the sons who are obedient. It's the other way around.
Right.
And this is an important distinction, guys, because the prosperity preachers and all those cheaters, they were trying to jump right to the stuff. And we all knew it. You can feel it instinctually. But what you should have all been doing is show me the results that don't come from fleecing all these people.
Come on.
Show me results that did not come, watch this now, from you selling books to all these people or selling and getting them all to give you offerings and buy your tapes. Show me your blessings independent of that and not depending on that.
Right.
Show me that. And that's why you came to preach, right? That's why you came to speak, because you already had it and you wanted to share it. Okay, then I want to see your recipe. But if you're using these people, right?
Right.
And you're standing on them and then saying, see how blessed I am?
Yeah, that stuff always made me angry, man. All those years, it just made me angry.
And we're calling it out.
Yeah.
And we're going to have a whole core of some of you going, oh my goodness, you're going to have young people lit up. Peter, what are you going to do? I'm going to light them up. But Peter, they will not spare a single. No, they won't. Not once they see the real thing. Ooh, fakes are going to be in trouble.
Come on.
Fakes going to be in trouble.
Right?
Yep. Watch what happens when these young people. Watch what happens when these young people watch the real gospel, rescue families, transform entire areas.
Yes.
Okay, watch what happens when these young people see the real thing, and they are going to go after these fakes and tear them down. Like you ain't gonna have to tell them nothing. How about that, David?
You're giving me the chills over here, bro.
Okay, the young people are going to do all that work. They're going to be like, oh, wait a minute. Now I'm mad. Why are you mad? Because they robbing people of their blessing. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
They deliberately keeping people in survival mode. Thank you.
Yes. In poverty. Yes.
Because poor people with hoop, hoop, right?
Those are the ones that are easily controlled.
They control them forever.
Yes.
Because the promise never comes. Hope deferred makes the heart
sick.
So he told me after we did the libation ceremony, the fall feast of 2024, I prayed to him. He speaks to me. He tells me what to do. Within 6 months, I said, okay, let's start. So April 2nd, 2025, within just a few, that was actually the beginning of the spring feast. And I said, okay, I'm going to open an account. And within 90 days, I think we had created something like $350 million worth of value. And we went, oh boy, something special is going on here. And we never looked back. Within 9 months I think it was at $13.2 billion. Never looked back.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Where did that come from?
Yahuwah.
That came from Yahuwah.
That's right.
That comes from his Ruach. Why? Wisdom shows up, gives you things nobody else has.
Come on.
And we're not bragging on ourselves. We are bragging on the Ruach of Yahuwah.
That's right. Come on.
I am bragging on the Ruach of Yahuwah.
Yes.
Okay? Who gives you witty inventions, who gives you understanding way beyond your years, who teaches you about the real creation, not the fake nonsense, real science, real math, real understanding that pierces through their nonsense to where they read your stuff and go, how did you come up with this? Where's your MIT team? Where's your Stanford team? Did you have a venture capitalist support you? You blow their minds.
Yes, Yahuwah is my venture capitalist.
You think no, listen, let me say something. I'm going to take what he gave me. I'm using it to catalyst this. But let me tell you something. Watch and see what these young people do. I am so excited for watching them cut loose. They're going to leave me in their dust.
Come on.
I'm going to be clapping with dust in my face. Like, get them. Wiping the dust off. Get them. Go get them. Cut them loose. Because that's what happens when you're not competing.
Go on.
I'm not competing with these young people. I want them loose, right? Why?
Right.
Because that's Yahuwah's will.
Right.
That's Yahuwah's will. But anybody who wants to mess with Jericho
come on,
is not crossing. I mean, he was real clear. You don't touch Jericho. Jericho's mine. Yes. Jericho is the first city.
Yes.
And when they messed with the first city, they got defeated by the second city, whose name was AI. Because they didn't understand how to handle first city, first fruits, first things, honor Yahuwah, because they couldn't handle that. They were defeated by AI. You cannot make this up.
Right.
It's right there in Joshua 7 in your Bible, sitting there collecting dust on coffee tables across the earth. So nobody has an excuse. He made sure he put it there. If you don't bring him his honor, your results are your own. You're hearing from some people who did it his way, did not argue, will bring the top. Are you kidding? I'm happy to live on 1/10 of 1%. He can have all the rest of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's how much barakah he'll pour on you. You'll laugh at You'll only broke people worried about the tithe. Because you have so much abundance. When you walk with him, you don't think about that. I promise you, you don't think you have so much abundance. You're okay with 1/10 of 1%, much less trying to fight over and quibble with him. Right. You don't understand the blessing. You don't understand what it'll do in your life. I'm talking about Yahuwah. I'm bragging on Yahuwah. Okay, Yahushua HaMashiach. He alone is King of Kings. Amen. When he said, "Seek ye first the kingdom and his righteousness, and he'll just give it to you," well, I don't know about the rest of you. I'm here to testify. Seek first the right way. Seek first the right way, because he will, in fact, give it to you. And that's what we got. We got digital vending. We don't even have to be there.
That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it.
I don't know what else to tell you, folks. I don't know how else to explain this to you.
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all can go on and do what you want to do. Well, we're just going to ask for your results. And somebody walks up to us and says, "Well, I think you're doing the Shabbat wrong." I'm going to say, "Well, how do you do it?" And they tell me, "Well, we think you should do it like this." And say, "Okay, what's the results been?"
Mm-hmm.
What's the results been? Mm-hmm. Well, I don't have, anything like that. But I just, okay. So you read in your tremendous cranial capability. The hubris we got today in our world is crazy. People arguing with Zadok. People arguing with what works. Yeah, I don't argue with what works. No, sir. I go look for what works, and I document it. Well, that works. Okay. If you want to know how to make bake certain cakes or bake certain things, you go find the guys who know how to do it. Right. Everybody out here is doing it right now on YouTube. They're finding people. I want to see a recipe for this cake, and they're watching the person make the cake.
Not knowing what that cake's even going to taste like.
Well, at least they can see it anyway. At least they know it's real. At least they got that.
Yeah, at least they have that.
I mean, what if they don't even have that? All you got is a recipe? That's it?
Oh,
you have a picture of this thing you're telling me about?
Some keyboard warrior behind his keyboard going, I got that.
How about single guys giving marriage advice?
Or divorced women.
Or divorced ones. And by the way, guys, there's not single and married. There's single, divorced, and married. Divorce is a different category. You don't get to go back to single. That's cheating. So on our camps, we don't let you do that. In our locations, you're not going to be able to go, "I'm single," and then we find out, "Yo, no, you're divorced." That's a different designation. That means something else than single. Mm-hmm. So just to be clear, because sometimes people try to, reversion themselves or something. And it's like, look, there's a reason why you have to do it right the first time. When you keep thinking about do-overs, you keep thinking you get a bunch of do-overs, you don't do it right the first time. But when you know that it matters how you do things, you do it right the first time. Or at least you do your best. Okay? Right. And we don't want to encourage licentiousness and call it grace. Amen.
Amen.
So we still have time. We're going to take a few more minutes. David, any other questions besides that? And again, it's not about just making and being successful, right? What do we need to impress upon our young people? Their obligation.
Yes.
Love obliges. So how are we going to do that, David? I'm glad you asked.
I'm glad you do tell.
If you don't impact the community you're in, if you don't start to impact the world you're in, look what we're doing. We're going to take what he gave us and go impact the world. What's that?
That's right.
What example is that? Right? We're going to teach young people to do the same thing. Take the things that he gives us. Let's go out and impact the world. Let's go rescue families. Why? Because when they get rescued by you, they're going to ask new questions. They're going to go, how come you can do what I can't do? How come you have what I don't have? How come you are blessed and I'm not? And they say, well, you want to learn the ways of the blessing? You want to learn the ways of the blessing? You want to learn the ways of the kingdom? You want to come
That's-
into the kingdom? And they're like, yes, I want to come into the kingdom. I want to be, but my goodness, look at you all. You're shining. You're amazing.
That is real evangelism right there.
Okay?
Right.
And then
right
they're like, yes,
there.
I want in. And they, well, you got to be water baptized in the name of Yahushua. What do you do? Well, I thought his name was Jesus. How's that working for you, honey? Well, I know some people said Yeshua. And how's that working for you, honey?
Same.
No, just, again, just results.
Right.
Stop arguing. Just results. How's it working? Okay. Now, you can't just go by some results, because how many know that Janus and Jambres had snakes that got created from poles? So the devil can produce certain results, right? But they will be swallowed up by Yahuwah's results, by his ways that are higher or better. So you'll find certain people that might be economically successful, but then you find out they sell pharmakia to people. Well, that doesn't count. You just disqualified. You cheated. You find some people, oh, they're economically successful. Then you look a little closer and you find out that they're abusing people or taking advantage of certain laws that allow them to profit a certain way, right? And so you see all this corner cut and you go, okay, now I'm looking for honest and successful. Now I'm looking for ethical success. Now you're starting to add all these qualifiers, right? Because you're like, wait a minute, not just any kind. We want good success. Oh, where do we see that? Well, right there in Joshua, he said, thou shalt have good success. Oh, well, wait, what's that? There's a success that is so special. He had to put the word good in front of it. How many never stop to say, hey, that's a good point? I did.
It's a great, actually.
Maybe that's why I have the results I did, right? So maybe you go, Peter notices things we don't notice. We need to slow down and notice the things that he noticed, that will ask the same questions and get the same results, because Yahuwah is not a respecter of persons. So he sends an apostle, watch this, sends a man, says them, now go back and show it to them. Send me all the way through. Now get to the end, succeed, get the results, and come all the way back and say, now go show it to everybody else.
Right.
That's the ministry. Now, what else do you have? You have mockery and fakes who have never actually succeeded, who are trying to teach you and give you advice. They're experimenting with you. And their results are horrible. Look around their experiment room. Look at the families in that room next time you're sitting in one of those and you're like, wow, look around. And they're not free. And believe me, there's some young people going up to podiums pretty soon, and they're going to ask these questions right from those open microphones that they open up for the young people. And some 15-year-old is going to be reading right out of Exodus 20 and say, can you explain to me why it is that none of you have the blessing, and none of you have bothered to look at this? And for the first time in 50 years, 20 years, whatever it is, that group of people are going to suddenly go, you make a good point. And it was a child that led them. A child.
Yes. Come on.
A child led them. Not some gray-haired genius. No, a child is asking them where the beef.
Right.
Show me.
Where the blessing at?
Where the blessing at?
Where that blessing?
And you can't find it. We got a problem. Houston, we got a problem. That's why we show you things. We let our light shine before men. We show these things to you so that you can say, okay, these results you got, right? Like we pray for rain and then it rains. I show you a video of it raining, right? It's not supposed to rain but 2 inches a year here up till we got here. Well, it's raining a lot more than that since we've been here. Okay.
Right.
You'll just open up fountains. So he's confirming his word.
Yes.
These are things you cannot fake. Isn't that right, David?
Absolutely. And I'm just so thrilled and so honored to be a part of this. I really, it's something personal to me, because we grew up, me and him, we grew up We grew up in this poverty, bro. I mean, we
Poor.
grew up in, so we know exactly how that feels. That's
Yep.
why we ask different questions. That's why we said, I don't know about y'all, but I don't see the better God here anywhere. Can somebody please help me?
Either I'm throwing this thing away.
Yes. Either this is wrong.
Either I'm throwing it. No, you got to come to that fork in the road, right? Either I'm throwing this thing away, or I'm going to figure out what we're doing wrong.
Yes. Well, that's why the enemy throws so much shade on the Old Testament. Yeah? That's why he does it.
Because he already knows as soon as anybody asks for proof, none of them have it. There's very little of it. Right. They're living on survival. They're living on occasional miracles. That's not the blessing. The blessing's described. An occasional miracle to keep you alive, so maybe you might discover the blessing. It's not the same thing. They were having miracles to keep them alive in Goshen. It didn't mean it was the blessing. I'll say it again. They had miracles to keep them alive in Goshen, but that wasn't a blessing. That was just survival till you could leave. He grew Yasharel in Egypt, but then eventually said, time to go, right? So all that survival mode was just to get you tougher and stronger. And then you could leave and be his armies. But you got to believe Yahuwah. I said you got to believe Yahuwah. Amen. And so a lot of people said they believed in him, but when it came time to certain things, they wouldn't do it. And then a radical group of people said, we're going to do it. Oh, you're going to do it. Oh, we're going to do it. We're going to chase this thing down. And it was not easy. And it required a lot of tests that we had to pass. It required selling all we had. You think that was easy? You think it was easy to go up the hill? These were all tests that somebody had to have the courage to say, okay, we're going to do this to let Yahuwah show us what he wants to show us. And now that I'm standing here, seeing what he did made me feel foolish. Wish he'd have ran that race 20, 30 years ago.
Yes. Well, you're older and wiser now, and with much more battle.
And feel dumber. And I feel dumber.
That's fine.
Because we took too long to figure out something that was right in front of us, right there.
Yes.
Staring at us the whole time, right there. And we're like, wow, how did we not see this? And I tell people all the time, if you reject the 12-stone altar on the line of the East Gate that he told me to put there, no problem. Where's your Matthew 5 altar? I'll wait here. Go ahead, put it in the comments. Tell me where it is. Tell me the location of your Matthew 5 compliant altar where you go and leave your gift, and you have, so you have to do that, where you've left your gift to go reconcile with your brother, as Messiah said. And it got quiet in here. Oh, yes, it did. Because 350 million people are going, actually, we didn't even think about that. It didn't even cross our mind. We skipped right over that chapter, moved on.
Yep.
Where was Peter going when his shadow was healing people?
To the Torah.
Where was he walking to? The Torah place is no joke. And people want to spiritualize it and say, oh, we're in the new covenant, so we're now in the spiritual. Y'all a bunch of Gnostics, okay?
Yeah.
And your blessings in the Gnostic nowhere of Willville too. You'll experience it someday when you go into the ethers. Or do you need it now here in this world? So y'all need to get out of that Gnosticism and get into the real world where his anointing changes the matrix. Do you know that your ability to speak literally changes the earth that you're living in? Yeah, it's called quantum physics. Your words, actually, what Mashiach said, they're proving in science labs that your words actually affect matter. They're proving it. Mashiach was right. He was telling you the truth the whole time. Wow. You call things that be not as though they were, and they manifest if you believe. But how many people really don't believe? They believe in Yahuwah, but they don't really believe him. or they wouldn't have altars that are violations of his scripture. They wouldn't walk in those buildings. Those buildings would all shut down. Every one of them would be Ichabod. Nobody would even go in.
Mm-hmm. And
The
that's what
fact
we're coming.
they're full every week tells you they're working. They're blind. Their blindness spell is working.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why they're all broke. And they're going to stay broke. They're non-player characters, folks. They're slated for judgment. The reason why you're listening is because you weren't. You were awakened. Now you're being told things you hadn't even thought about hearing.
Man, listen.
Now you're hearing about efforts being done by Yahuwah that you're just like, what? He's taking 19 to 30-year-olds and he's going to zoom them forward. If they obey his commandments, keep his commandments, do the things that Yahuwah commanded them, and believe him, yeah, they're going to go right past all of you. And I'm going to be there to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to zoom right by you because they obeyed him. Because they stopped. You know the thing about the 19, 20-year-olds, they don't argue. They're like, okay, is that where I got to bring? Okay, I'll bring my side there. They don't even argue. They just do it. And then the Bedakah just falls on them.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Why should I stand here arguing with some 42-year-old Mr. Know-it-all when I can just talk to a 19-year-old that doesn't know anything and just does what Yahuwah says?
Yes.
And then he gets the blessing on him and we get moving. He working circles around that 42-year-old standing there thinks he knows everything.
Yes.
I'll take two 21-year-olds, thanks.
Yes.
Oh, you want to bring me your 42? I'll take two 21-year-olds. Why? Because they won't argue.
That's right.
They'll just do what Yahuwah says, and guess what? The blessing will fall. And if it doesn't fall, we'll ask new questions until it does.
Right.
Just like Joshua did. Get on our face and go, what did we do wrong? He answers, we do it, we fix it. How do we know we fix it? It works. I know that's deep, but stay with me. We do with everything else. How did we get out of that with this? Because we were scared to ask these questions because we couldn't find anybody that had it. Now that you can see it, now you're going to be a lot bolder, though, aren't you? You're going to be like, wait a minute. Hold up. Hold up. All right. Because you now have an example. Now that you have an example, right? Now that you have an example and you say, well, I know about these results. I heard about this. And I'm seeing things like healings and miracles and rain and other things. So do you guys have similar results at your whatever, wherever you are? And they're like, no, we don't have any of that. Oh, so y'all just have theory. Y'all just are recipe peddlers.
Conjecture. Yeah.
That's what religion is. Religion is just another word for a recipe book.
Very good.
I'm just trying to help.
Yes.
I'm just trying to help. Religion is nothing more than another name for a recipe book.
Bingo.
Okay. So the results that you produce is what matters. David, last thoughts before we let folks go.
Well, I tell you, I am the type of person that, lived a certain way. And now that I'm honoring him, in the Torah place at the 12-stone altar, see, that's when the shift started to happen. So it's not about giving money to a house. It's about honoring Yahuwah with your best. That's what it's about. It's not about, I know what you saw out there, okay, in the fakianity. I know what you saw, but that's not the way it is. That's not the way it is here. So honor him, try him, and you will see, as I did. So that's my thoughts today. Love all you guys. Hope you take this to heart. And Yada Yahuwah.
Amen. Amen. That's right. Yada Yahuwah. Thank you, David. And that's right. We've got to, you got to prove him. He says, prove me now herewith, right? Prove him by showing you are sincere. You are the right. You're coming correctly, because he said, seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, right? So I'm like, well, over here, no. Over here, no. Over here, no. So you got to hear a lot of no's. You got to hear a lot of, nope, that's not it. That's not it, until you hear, yes, there. And then you go, oh, here, yes. And how will you know that that's correct? Because results literally begin to manifest. And so this is something that you cannot discount. I'm so grateful for those of you that have the courage in your hearts to say, hey, I want real love, real salvation, real ruach, real miracles, not survival mode. We need to walk in the Berakav Yahuwah. And until we do, we're going to keep asking questions, keep seeking, keep knocking, keep asking. And I just want to encourage all of you who are now renewing your courage and saying, yeah, you're right. Why did I start to settle for less than what he commanded? Why am I not chasing down the things that he said to seek first, his kingdom? Why am I not doing that? Why did I think that my fate was to be a pauper when his scripture is pretty clear that when his brethren dwell together in unity, he commands the blessing? So wait, what? And then you look up what the blessing is and you realize we got had. We were robbed. Now, some of you are figuring it out using the Federal Reserve. Some of you are figuring it out through the banking crises or some of the credit scams. Some of you figuring out through birth certificate scams and other things. But however you come to the same conclusion really doesn't matter. The bottom line is your great abilities and your wealth, if you will, was stolen from you at birth and left you, the pauper, having to fend for yourself because you weren't told that you were born into his new kingdom. And so it's a sad reality that people will live their whole lives and not know the things that Yahuwah has given to us. But we inherit these things through faith and patience or constancy, as I said. And so we inherit the promises as the scripture says. So let me encourage all of you who are out there right now, who are feeling a bit discouraged. Maybe you were discouraged. Maybe you're one of those people that were, man, you thought this thing's a whole lie, this whole book's a lie, none of it's true. You're ready to throw it all away. And just by some kind of grace, you happen to cross this broadcast and are now going, maybe it's not a lie. Maybe we were just doing it wrong. Maybe we were just doing it wrong. I mean, how'd these guys end up creating an oil that they didn't lose a single person in COVID? How'd that happen? You know, I mean, just other results besides the financial ones, just other results, right? And so go, well, wait a minute. Oh, you're telling me you got, no, I want to see more of that. I want to look closer at that. Drill me down right there. Why? Because that's what you've been looking for all this time. I know it was for me. And so if you're like me, that you were tired of being told, oh, yes, that was amazing, when it really wasn't. And tired of being told that it was a blessing. Something's a blessing when it looks like you just got me through survival. If you're one of those people, then you're asking the same questions we asked. And maybe that's why you're on this broadcast with us. Maybe that's why you're here, because you're saying, hey, I'm tired of people just pretending away their results. We need empirical evidence that demands a verdict. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I pray this broadcast has been an encouragement and a blessing to you. And we certainly want to continue to encourage all of you to connect not only with us at remnanthouse.org, but as you can see scrolling across the bottom of the screen is 12stonealtar.com, where you can bring your tithe, your offering, your honor to Yahuwah. You don't have to. That's up to you. It's not going to affect our plans one bit or another. So let me be clear about that, because I don't want people thinking that we're standing here begging bread. We are not. You don't want to bring any honor to him. That is on you, and you will suffer those or have those results. That's on you. Okay? I'm simply going to tell you what we did and what our results have been. You can decide from there what you'd like to do. And on that note, we're going to let you go. Thank you so much for joining us. May Yahuwah Baruch each and every one of you. And remember, Yahusha HaMashiach, he alone is King of Kings.